pads came off and it was time to review. Training camp today starts now. Welcome into Training Camp Today, brought to you by Gillette. I'm Megan O'Brien. The Patriots were back out on the practice field today. No pads, just shirts and shorts. And in the words of Coach Belichick, it was more of a review day. It seems like the Patriots have gotten to the point of camp where following an intense padded practice, they slow things down in review. Remember, this is a shortened ramp-up period. I mentioned yesterday that there are some new coaches on the Patriots coaching staff, and one to keep an eye on is quarterbacks coach Jedd Fisch. We've seen him out at practice wearing the headset from time to time. The last few years, Josh McDaniels has primarily worked with the quarterbacks, but this year it's Coach Jedd Fisch. We got to see some more special teams work today, and we saw Julian Edelman back returning punts. He only took one rep, but something to keep an eye on if that's still in Edelman's wheelhouse. We now welcome on Patriots.com's Paul Perillo. Paul, this is the first time since 2006 that the Patriots open a season with a rookie kicker on the roster, but we haven't seen much of him at all at training camp. Is that abnormal?
I do think it's a little surprising that we haven't seen him kick a little bit more during the training camp practices that we've been able to watch. Now, I'm sure that he's doing some kicking behind closed doors. We haven't gotten a chance to see that. When he has worked on field goals, big leg, right? Justin Rohrwasser was drilling between 45 and 50-yard field goals the other day pretty regularly and pretty effortlessly. So I think the leg is there. We'll see about the accuracy. He did miss a couple of those that day, but it is a little strange that we haven't seen him do a little bit more.
Is it also strange to enter a season like this with just one kicker on the roster who has no NFL experience?
Yeah, I think that's interesting too. In the COVID times that we're dealing with, you wonder if every team would have an emergency guy, maybe one of those 16 spots on the practice squad. You want to have a kicker here, but the Patriots haven't chosen that option yet. They haven't had another guy in camp, but you do wonder if something were to happen to Rohrwasser during the course of the season, how do you go about getting someone last minute? So in other words, if he had a problem on a Saturday and you had to go to a game, where do you turn? The practice squad. I'm not sure how that's going to unfold.
Thank you, Paul. There was no media availability for players today, but after practice, the coaches spoke with reporters.
Practice field like a driving range. And you got to see, hey, what club do I need to use here? Or, what's it feel like? And is this a ball that I need to put extra trajectory on? Or should I throw a flatter ball? And if you learn from those mistakes, or you learn from really just you gain knowledge as you go, then I think the repeat offenders on the same play, those are the ones that are concerning. But, when a ball gets missed or a ball's on the ground or if a defensive player makes a great play, it's really hard to live in that world of just up and downs and, be too concerned in a course of a practice of one or two plays.
I think there's probably a lot of cases on our roster right now, just speaking for our side of the ball right now, that I'd say, you're looking to try to sort through some things, and obviously the quarterback situation is one of them. But, the quicker those decisions end up being made, then you kind of start heading in a certain direction. But I think at this point in time, in camp, the competition that we're seeing across the board on our football team at each position offensively is really what we're looking for, because I think that's what makes us all better. We don't, I wouldn't trade that for anything. And I think that, the guys out there are working really hard. They're getting better. They're making progress. And when those decisions are made, then, we'll go ahead and react accordingly.
Players will be off tomorrow, but we'll have another episode of Training Camp Today for you on Sunday.